Game is moderately difficult. Less than easy, but I don't know where I'm going with this. Guess I got the M9. Keeps me safe. Ugh. Less than easy, but easier than hard. You know what? That might actually be true. Although hard is kind of interesting. The fact that it has like the best of like both worlds for normal and extreme. It's like a nice little blend of it. With the exception being that you skip the M9, I guess. Like for all the memeing, so for like all of like the memeing that, you know, those like weird in-between difficulties do get. 6 hard is probably like the one exception, I think, to that. Ah, yes, this guy's snoring right in my left eardrum. I love it. Snoring ASMR right in my left ear. Game line alone makes me interested in because of going difficulty on TTS that you skip it. Yeah, kind of like MGS2. On like normal, you would skip the M9. Kind of the same deal, right? Like interesting, like skipping a weapon that you normally always pick up. It's like kind of weird. Is that actually useful? What's useful? Me leaning against that like little corner there? Or skipping the M9? Leaning against that corner is purely just me being bored and just trying to pass time. I don't need to do that. Yeah, it's purely just for passing the time. There's no advantages to just doing that other than maybe causing seizures because there can be a lot of changing cameras because depending on like where you like hold that like angle, it'll constantly change and like flicker. So the only things that you could cause seizures, I guess. Don't do that. Very bad. Shiver Snake is a classic, yeah. And especially because there's like no guard on the elevator, there's just nothing to do. And you get the M9 in the docks. I think on normal it's in the locker. So still the same premise. And on hard it is in a secret room in the armory, so it's way out of the way. You have like use an extra C4 to like blow up the wall. And then on extreme it is in the vents leading to the DARPA chief. So it literally forces it. Like, hey, you need to use the M9. But the one interesting thing is that on extreme difficulty, to kind of like balance things out, since they knew that like the like tranquilizer guns were really powerful, you only have, I believe, 16 max clip size, just in general, which is not a whole lot. This is on console. On the GameCube. Although for the tournament it will be, or sorry, for the league, presuming that it will happen, it will definitely be on emulator because this game is way too expensive on console. And also capturing it is not the easiest as well. We'll always go with what is the most affordable and the most convenient option for these kind of things. That's why for like MGS1 we did PC, 2 was PC. The 3 tournament was a bit different, but it was a bit of a smaller scale in a comparison though. But yeah, definitely emulator is the way to go for this game. I have a GameCube, but yeah, 130, yeah. So I got my loose discs for 45 back in 2017, and then right around GDQ, I was having some like problems with it, so I needed a like emergency backup copy. So I went to eBay and I got mine complete in box for 60, which I think now has creeped up to like around the $70 mark. So it's just jumping up in price more and more, unfortunately. Honestly, the best thing that could probably happen to this game is if they just port it to the Switch. I think that'd be a really smart move to just port this to the Switch. Yeah, give me a completely lazy port where they don't even implement a like functioning L1 button. So like it would be kind of a similar thing where like you have to press multiple button combinations for like putting down the weapon. Even that, I would still be totally happy with. Finding a PAL skip. I get that lineup. I think it's my movement that's the problem there.
What are you waiting for? Shoot!
Don't talk to me like
You got your codex
rookie.
with a start plus A. Start plus A together. 2-button combo. There's no select button. And then to pause the game, start plus B, which is kind of like the MGS2 plants pause, if you know what I'm talking about. Where it shows like a map of the place. Oh, hey! Alright, this is a bit of a weird cell fight. I have 2 copies of Twin Snakes, but unfortunately one of them is kind of like, I don't use it too much. So I'm using my my other copy, which is in much greater condition. One for you. I wouldn't feel comfortable selling or giving someone my loose disc copy because they are. I'm pretty sure that they are on the verge of their lifespan. Like they're not going to be lasting much longer. I've gotten a couple of disc read errors on those discs, so I wouldn't feel comfortable selling or like giving someone those discs to use for like speedrunning per se. All right. Fortunately, we did not get a sub 7 cell fight. That's okay. Still time to save later on. Oops. Nade Ocelot? Nope. M9 Ocelot. Because SOCOM Ocelot's slower, actually. It's 4 headshots with the SOCOM and only 3 with the M9 for some reason.
Ah! Hiding won't help you. Ah!
Double sweep. What happened? What'd I miss? Hey, Kuma. How can you double sweep? Did you sweep another game? Is that what you're talking about? Like you sweeped another game? Oh, any percent, okay. I consider a sweep just the whole game, but okay. GG's though. Yeah. Question is, did you do JP Vanilla? I think Akuma is interested, because whenever I had made the save pack, he was one of the ones that was interested in a VE save pack. So, I think he's definitely interested. No. Oh, now I'm sad. Nice. Should paid it. Oh, Akuma, since you're here, are you gonna play Strive? Or do you not play anime fighting games? Since apparently he plays Sailor Moon and some Tekken. I haven't played Sailor Moon myself, but I do know how broken that game is. Very imbalanced.
See how you like this? Ah! Ah! Ah!
Ooh, that was a good tank fight. Can you kill the tank with grenades like an MGS-1? Yes, you can. But it is much slower. You only want to use grenades on extreme. And there's a very interesting strat where you throw a magazine in the actual tank hole. But otherwise, you would just use first-person aiming. Now, in regards to a tank skip, by extension, creating 80% will fulfill that requirement. And if you want to begin digging, we have the blueprints for 80% kind of made up already. So if you somehow get out of bounds and you somehow trigger the like medical room door, that like load zone, you will create 80% because if you trigger that load zone, there is no key card check, and you will essentially just do it just like MGS1 where you would be in prison, get a new key card, and be on your way. The issue is that there's no way that we know as of now to go out of bounds or to extend the like a snake's hitbox further out to where you can actually trigger that. But that is right now the like layout for how we would do 80% most likely. Skip the codec. What codec did I skip? Oh yeah, so I forgot to mention, so you had seen me kind of crouch and then swap weapons. That is a glitch taken from Metal Gear Solid 2, which isn't used in the speedrun. And I did that to like clip through the like little opening there. And because I didn't lay on the floor, I never got the codec call there. We're doing that one more time as well, so forgot to mention that. Yeah, so you can do that in MGS2, in Tanker Deck C, and in Shell 1 Core B1 on the right side room by the node. You can use that to go out of bounds. But it's not used in the speedrun just because it doesn't have any application for it. Also, you're gonna be noticing I was doing a punch kick combo, and then I'm gonna change to the Nikita and just gonna treat as if I actually whacked him with the Nikita. Oh, unless I missed there. I got too close to him. So you see that big chunk of damage right there? That's for the Nikita. And by shooting him once and then punching him twice and doing a punch kick, this pretty much resets. As you can see, he is trying to teach me that I should not use a weapon. And in doing so, what? I don't know what that was. Yeah, big damage. Yeah, so normally you would swing like the like Nikita, but it is a very slow animation. But if you do a punch kick combo and then you switch to the Nikita, it'll treat it just like you would swing it at him, if that makes sense. Lost a lot of time there. So rather than actually like, you know, just doing the full swing animation, it kind of gets rid of that by doing the kick animation. You just do it like that. Like on MGS3 with a revolver? I suppose so. I don't know MGS3 too well, so I can't really correlate that, unfortunately. But yeah, the ninja is much more straightforward in Twin Snakes, where you just do a punch punch kick, shoot him once, and then punch him twice, and then repeat that process over and over again. The only thing is that you actually have to go to the next phase, because you can get him down to no health, and then he will still be completely fine for whatever reason. So you have to actually go to the next phase. Did I skip all the Fox phases? I skipped, I guess, the like hide and seek and the like teleport phase, I guess, if you want to call it that. So there's the like initial phase, then there's one where he'll like fight you, and then he'll go do like hide and seek, and then he'll like do the like teleport phase again, I guess. So I skipped half of the phases. And on VE, because Meryl is deaf, we're gonna shoot towards her with the SOCOM. Normally you would knock on the wall on like normal or extreme, but because she's deaf and so is the other guy in the room, he won't hear it, and then she'll turn around because of the SOCOM shot. I should have changed to the Nikita. Hopefully I can still change to it now. Okay, good. It still remembered my my previous. So for the Mantis fight, it's a bit different. We are still gonna do a possession skip, except for the like main gimmick of this fight isn't showcased too well in very easy. So because of the first-person view, they actually made it to where there is a vision takeover, where after a certain amount of time, he will take over your like first-person vision, and then you have to like reset. But on very easy, that doesn't take into effect till like 10 seconds in, which you won't be needing that long to aim. But on like extreme, for example, that kicks in after like a second and a half or something like that. So it's really, really hectic. Also, the way that we're doing the fight's a bit different, so I'm going to be aiming at this vase here to kind of line up with where he'll be teleporting to, because it's consistent. So about right there. I'm going to shoot him once with the SOCOM, then run up and punch him. And then doing the SOCOM is going to bring him immediately to the chair phase. I'll shoot him here in the leg. It's going to be the damage, same damage as if you were shooting in the head. He gave me this 3 times in a row now. That is the longest dialogue that he can give you. So there's some RNG with what he can say there. That is the worst of it, and I've gotten it 3 times in a row now. And I ask probably a repetitive question, but of how come you chose to speedrun this game. So funny thing is, I was speedrunning MGS2 first, and I had met some people that had ran Twin Snakes, and since this is similar to like MGS2 in the gameplay, I figured may as well run this. I have actually never played this until I started speedrunning it. I didn't get him. I didn't start playing this game like until 2017. Which is around the time that I actually started speedrunning. So mostly chose it because it seemed like a very interesting dynamic. And actually, it's one of the better speedruns, in my opinion, in the series. There's a lot of things that like just happened, and it's a very condensed run, and there's not a whole lot of downtime. They removed a lot of the backtracking, and there's a lot of good quality of life changes to the game. Dead Zone. That's not one of them. Very first MGS game, everyone hates on it. I feel like this game gets too much hate, but I may be slightly biased because I speedrun it. But I think for a lot of the like complaints of like people saying, "Oh, this game's too wild and crazy," I think if you look deep enough into most of the Metal Gear games, they are all like that. So to kind of black sheep Twin Snakes as like having that be the main problem is kind of weird in my opinion. Funny how you skipped the same phase on Mantis TTS. than we do. Yeah, same one. This game looks pretty lit. Yeah, like this game, like speedrun-wise, is actually fairly nice. Another example here. So rather than going all the way back to the armory for the PSG-1, we're going to be going back to the nuke building for the PSG-1T. Thanks to MGS2, we have the M9 and the PSG-1T. Fortunately, though, these dogs are not so great in comparison, because if I ever screw up, you'll see that they kind of have a ragdoll effect. I'll be kind of cautious. I'm gonna try to trank them. Okay, good. So those dogs will like ragdoll towards you, and they have very large hitboxes, and they will knock you over, which if you've ever played MGS2, getting knocked over is the worst feeling ever. No left chef strat? Nope. It's fine if everyone else is Superman or a Marvel character, but not Snake. He has to be normal. Big reason I hear is that the voices are so much less involved. I know that like David Hayter was like the main one that like wanted to kind of redo the voices, and I think the main problem was that in the original game there was a lot of like background noise, so putting it on the GameCube would never wouldn't have actually produced a very good result. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. I'm not one to, you know, judge the like semantics and like all of that inner game developer stuff, but I think it's okay, serviceable. There's definitely some like sore spots, and like the original voice acting is definitely better, but I don't think it's like terrible. Dead zone. I got him. Good. The PSG-1T is better because it is just closer. If you wanted the like actual PSG-1, yeah, like you have to go all the way back, which is not good. Okay, she's not hiding this time. It's good. On VE, you want one body shot on her. Very good, Wolf 1. Let's go.
I got her.
So on VE, you want one body shot on her, and that's one of the fights that are vastly different. Typically, you would want all headshots, but on VE, you want one body shot. Okay, this is good. Nowhere near as bad as the voice acting in Peace Walker. Snake sounds like a 15-year-old Cali girl in that. I haven't played Peace Walker myself. I think I played it up until the tank fight. It's on my to-do list of like games to actually play through, but I haven't completed it.
You in?
But since we are on the topic of voice acting, Johnny, though, positive change here. You'll see in a second. Johnny in TTS is a lot better than in 1, in my opinion. It's like kind of dumb, but I mean, it's like, you know, comedic, so. Rather than be like, you know, serious, like yelling at you, like, hey, shut up in there. As you'll see here in a second, say, we have a different dynamic.
Oh, Deb, I caught a cold. That witch, she took my clothes. Hey,
So polite. Hey,
shut up in there, will ya? Shut up in there, will ya?
so nice. Oh, dang it.
Shut up in there, will ya? Hey, shut up in there, will ya? Hey,
I was like an anime character.
hey, shut up in there, will ya?
Wholesome Johnny
Shut
right
up
here.
in there, will ya? Hey, shut up in there, will ya? Shut up in there, will ya? Shut up in there, will ya?
No, it was almost over. Ugh. So another cool thing for this game is we will be tricking the game to thinking that we're still in the medical room. This is the only semblance of a skip that we have currently. So we are going to toss Johnny and then leave the room, and we'll keep the like story flag here in the medical room. And whenever we actually grab our stuff on the way back,
I'm here. Where?
we'll be free to go, and we'll be skipping a cutscene and a codec call in the underground passage that you would normally get.
That's better.
Also, the ketchup doesn't really translate too well in like 3D. This doesn't look as believable, especially because he's like breathing. Because like if you look at his like shoulders, you can definitely see him just breathing in and out.
What the hell?
Bump him once. We're gonna do a judo toss here. That should be fine, I hope. If I have my stuff on, then that's good. Okay, good. We got it. A bit slow, but that's alright.
That's better.
I essentially rewinded to where he is just now coming out of the bathroom, so it still thinks that we are in prison, essentially. Also, there are no gun cameras here because those don't spawn unless you leave the prison cell, or the medical room rather. So I went out and then came back to have to grab my stuff, because if I didn't grab my stuff, I would have nothing. While it looked like I was like clothed, I actually had nothing on me. That's why I went back to grab my stuff. Now, if you wanted to, you could proceed through the game like normal, except for you'd be kind of soft locked in certain regards because you wouldn't have your stuff. All you'd have is level 8 card key, or a level 6 card key.
Is there somebody there?
And a handkerchief and a ration, I think, and then that's it. So you can technically proceed further, but it's not advised. Why didn't I take it at first? So I could have taken it at first if I really wanted to, but that's a bit of a harder strat. So what I did was a bit of a safer approach to it. But that variant saves another 7 seconds or so. One that I did is pretty safe, consistent, and saves 8 seconds. The other one saves 15. And the amount of like time difference versus the actual difficulty of doing the 15-second variant is, in my opinion, not worth it. I will take the 8-second time save versus the 15-second time save. You have to be like very precise on like where you roll. How's it faster to go out and come back and take stuff instead of just taking it and going out? Because if I were to just straight go for my stuff, I would have to be very quick about it, and ideally you would not toss Johnny. You would just go straight for your stuff. Like, you would bump him and then go straight for your stuff, because if he is in the room and you go towards your stuff, it will trigger the cutscene of like him going to the bathroom or whatever. Yes, and you'll see right here. Normally there would be a cutscene and a codec here, and it gets skipped now because... Okay. And the disc change is a lot sooner than in the original. It's more so at the halfway point. Makes more sense. Yep, CD2. Also, they made this section a whole lot easier, where a body shot on the trank makes them go down in one hit, no matter the difficulty. So ideally you'd use a combination of M9 and stun grenades to get through the section. You will get hit a couple times here though, to be expected. Alright, that's Ascension. Oh no, no problem, no problem. Ask away. I don't mind. Sure, people are very curious about this game, as not many have actually ran it in recent memory, and we're trying to gauge interest, so of course there's going to be a lot of questions. Feel free to ask. Also, fun fact, you can do this without the rope. It's slower, but you can do it if you really want to. Also, so if you pay attention here, I'm going to be putting Snake in a very particular spot where he will kind of go straight down. It's called the Girder Glitch. Go down the bottom here, then bounce off a couple times. Yep, you see it kind of slides down. And compared to the original, you don't have to actually, you actually don't have to go as far down. Lots of rations that we don't need. Want to stair collect just like in MGS2, so if you don't know, you want to mash A at the start of running up and down these stairs, and sometimes Snake can kind of get a bit of a jolt forward. So mash A, you see right there, had a bit of a fast step there. As long as you're angled good. Mash a couple times, and then stop. Yeah, and like that drop distance is actually believable, where in the original it is laughable at best. Also, on the next chaff throw, watch Snake's body. It's a very weird animation. Watch this. I got dead zone. Never mind. Don't look at me. Don't look at it. Ignore what I just said. My eyes. I know. Might be my controller. Not too sure. Probably my controller. I need to get a new controller. Or I need to open up this one and then clean it out. Probably some like dirt and, you know, whatever. Gamer gunk all over on the insides. Well, and the main issue is that this game has a built-in dead zone, and game controllers are very prone to actually having dead zones. So it's a not good combination, unfortunately.
You think you can beat me with that little thing?
So for behind, the annoying thing on lower difficulties is that his hide and seek phase can be very random on how long he actually takes. And it's the most annoying part of running in these difficulties for the lower end stuff like normal and VE. So right here, it's gonna take a really long time, or it could just bounce up really quickly. On extreme, it is pretty much instantaneous. He'll just bounce back up. And here I'm gonna try to... Okay, I got a good shot. Okay, so right there is what you want. Okay, that's good. Unfortunately, I don't like where he's over here because like the transformers are kind of in the way. Yeah, I can't really get that second shot there. All right, I need the second shot right here. Woo! We got it. What? Wait. Did you guys see that? Someone clipped that? Did he like kind of like go next to me? What the heck was that?
Where'd you go?
Did anyone see that? He like passed right next to Snake. What in the world was that? That was weird. I've never seen the Hind D kind of take that pathway. It seemed like he was like really close to Snake and like he was like going through the arena. I've never seen him do that before. Wow. Okay. Or I never noticed it before, rather. It's probably happened to me in the past and I just never paid any attention to it, or I just didn't notice. Like the original, on the descent down, I'm gonna be throwing these grenades. For those of you that were here since the beginning, I may have mentioned it, but we got one extra C4 pack right before Ocelot. It's coming into play right now. D4's gonna take good care of these stealth guards. Ultra box, 4 horsemen, whatever you want to call it.
Too late, Snake. Now die!
4 horsemen. I like how the blood's like on the wall and it's like sliding down. Do you see that? It's kind of like stuck on the invisible wall of the elevator. Pretty funny. All right, Wolf 2. Much easier than Wolf 1, and also we'll be spamming. So we're gonna be aiming for leading shots on our head, and we'll just be spamming, so that way we don't have to take our time with our shots since we won't need the PSG-1T after this fight at all. Behind the tree, unfortunately. Whoa! For the slower fight, unfortunately. Can't curve stingers. Just not as effective. Doesn't do as much damage. PSG-1T does a lot of damage. Yeah. You also cannot use the Nikita. Nikita will not work. For those casual strats where you use the Nikita, can't use that. You can only use the Stinger or the snipers. Yeah, lethal damage as well. Doesn't matter too much for like this difficulty, but grabbing the PSG-1T is faster than grabbing the regular sniper rifle. The Stinger T. Just imagine a missile filled with force tranquilizers just hauling itself towards you. That's scary. No MGS 1%. Not yet. That's a long load. Yeah, slow fight. Here for the Raven fight, which we'll be needing the Stinger missile launcher. Time for Million. Welcome back. I'm getting lots of pings here. Or other pings that don't matter. Salute chat, got it. You got it, dude. Oh, you know what I should have done? I might do one more run, but I wanted to do a tuxedo. I should have done that this run, to be honest. Totally forgot about it. Alright, Raven, really hard boss. Just like an MGS1, really hard. Do a stealth camo run. Hey, this boss doesn't look hard at all. I've been deceived. I want a refund. This boss is actually kind of tricky on rank 1 though, because you have to use the PSG-1T and stand in a particular spot. So I wasn't fully lying, but it was a white lie. Say the hardest bosses on VE are definitely Hind, just to the nature of the RNG and then landing those double shots, and then Liquid, just for getting the lottery roll. Those are the hardest bosses for sure. Those are like the two main bosses of like concern, really. Is the tank still difficult? It has a bit of a learning curve, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad. Especially with the new strat that takes away RNG. Thank you, GameCube controller, for a great button combination for for that. B plus A. Huh? Yeah, it's a bit tricky, but it's not that hard. It's not like Extreme Tank. Extreme Tank is very hard. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Mantis can be kind of tricky too, yeah. But on a VE, it's fairly forgiving because of the, like, timer. By the way, someone needs to decompile all of the sound files for this game. I want all of the guard audio as, like, sound clips. Ooh, okay. Forget PAL skip. How about no PAL RNG? The rat always has it. Yes, he did. Do you PAL the right way? Nah. What do you mean? In the ditch? Funny thing, I was trying to make that a thing in a TTS and people were actually gonna hate me for it, but then I found out you need like 15 to like 20 alerts, which you can't feasibly really make happen. My very first run, I actually did that. My very first run, I actually went to the warehouse and the blast furnace. This is before looking up anything, really. It was like a blind run of sorts. I found PAL skip, just play Twin Snakes. It's that easy. Does Rat behave the same way? What do you mean? So yeah, he will always be in that spot, no matter what. At the beginning, he'll be in that spot. He'll eventually move around, but he's always there starting off. Yeah. The only thing is that, so he has a very small hitbox, unfortunately, so using a stinger that has like a really wide radius isn't the best. You want to use either a SOCOM or a grenade. And grenade's a bit faster because you can cook it, throw it, and then roll towards it, but you could potentially scare him away if you're not careful. You can also tranquilize him if you want. Put him to sleep. I think I skipped my blue split or something because I may be an incorrect split, or I'm not sure. I feel like I shouldn't be losing that much time on that because I didn't really do anything different. Yeah, the only thing is that with this game, there isn't a clear RTA to like IGT comparison because of lag. So there's a bit of wiggle room in that regard. There's like a rough estimate of like RTA to IGT, but it's not set in stone because it can be dependent on like if you were lagging through certain parts of the game. Did I manually call AutoCon when I first got in Rex's lair? No, but you can do that, and if you do, you can do all 3 calls, and it can save you up to 1 second. But I feel like I'd be a doofus and I would mess it up, so I just take the 1 second time loss. Even though I think Blue's the only one that really does it. 1 second, gimme. But yeah, he will automatically call you. Speaking of Otacon, I am going to be calling him right now, and I'm going to tell him that they're going to lock me in before it even happens. Similar thing with Meryl, where she's going to say that I can see you even though I'm still in the elevator. So before anything closes here, we're going to call Otacon, and he's going to work on hacking security, even though it hasn't even happened yet. Yeah, there's not a splitter for TTS. BMN made it. Should work just like the one for MGS2 and MGS1. I haven't tested it myself, but I assume it does work the same. Oh no. Okay, made it work. So you want to stand in a particular spot there. I was a little too close, so we actually did the little like laser, or the like. I don't even know what to call that.
I can finally die. After Zanzibar land, I was taken from the battle.
No good. I can't do it.
Technically, for the next section though, you literally just stand still, and you do not hit him in the machine gun between his legs, and you're good to go. If you stand just completely still, you'll be fine.
Soon it will finally.
I don't think he made one for dog tags just yet, just because the routing is kind of not set in stone. But you could probably just use a non-detailed splitter for that. All right, here we go. The moment you've all been waiting for, Liquid. Not as straightforward as the one in MGS1. Much, much harder. Okay. A baby one. Oh. I'll go over there. Can you not? There's like RNG per se, but he's a bit trickier, where it's like more reliant on like you than like, or there's like lineup for like making it work is a bit more difficult than in MGS1, in my opinion.
I'll take the wheel.
Yeah, so if you saw there, whenever I did that first few punches, then I actually rolled towards him. It did a lot of damage, and ideally that would happen to where I would do a huge chunk, but I just did a little baby chunk, so it's a baby roll. Yeah, it's not RNG. Yeah, you have to be at a very precise angle.
Snake, climb in. Let's go.
Stormtrooper aim. Yeah, the guards are really dumb. You either hide right there or you hide by the barrels. Also, fun fact, if you blow up the barrels and you knock out those guards, they will not be kills, because that's the only way that you can feasibly do a no-kill run. So an explosive barrel blowing up next to them will not kill them. Can't you make those guards shoot the barrels before you get into the car? Whoops. You can, but I don't know if that actually matters. Yeah, only Jeep can blow it up, yeah. I figured. Dang it. Oh, okay, I got him. Come on. Dick. Come on. Baby PB, let's go. Fortunately, it's not like I'm just one PC where we can skip all these ending credits here, so we have to fortunately watch through it. But it's a bit shorter compared to the original, though. A little bit shorter. Oh, we don't want that. Get that out of here, DMCA. Yeah, the early game wasn't particularly that great. Ninja didn't go too well. Mantis was okay. Wolf was okay. Yeah, it's like this like very beginning just didn't play very well. 9D went exceptionally well. Wolf was okay. Raven was eh. Liquid was okay. I can still save way more time on that liquid split though. This would be probably a 54 50 or a 51, somewhere around there, like a low 50 54 50, something like that. And as I was saying, I eventually wanted to shoot for a top 2, and Alien currently has second place with a 54.25. And then Blue has the world record with a 54.07, so 53 is definitely possible. I just need to play a couple things better, and really it's mostly just Liquid and then Wolf 2. Or sorry, Hind D. Hind D and Wolf 2. RTS ops before the credits and not at the score like in just one console? Yes. They stop on the fade to white. Yeah. If we wanted to be like super precise. Yeah, happy with this run though. Gonna definitely still try to run it back. Wanna try to beat Alien's time eventually. And as you saw, I was minus 29 at one point, so I can definitely do it. I can definitely get down to Alien's time. I just need to play better towards the end game. So, this will be a good run to run against, though. I need to update my Mantis strat to be a bit faster. The one that I am using now is a bit safer and is more so for normal difficulty. There's a riskier strat to use for Mantis that I'm not using just for the sake of my own consistency, but I should probably practice that just to make it a little bit faster. I also think I got long dialogue as well on the Mantis split. Man, unfortunately DMCA causes me to have to mute this. And hey, since Blue is here, he can auto-verify it. Ain't that cool? You're pretty good. Very ominous, very quiet now. Yeah, so unfortunately there are some things in this game that weren't really brought to light, or like they were kind of like rushed through, because as far as I know there were supposed to be VR in this as well, and that never happened, obviously. And the dog tags actually don't do anything. At least in MGS2 they attribute to getting the wigs and the stealth camo and all that stuff, but in Twin Snakes they don't do anything, because if you want stealth camo in the bandana, you just do a playthrough with the Merrill ending and load that same file and then do one with the Otacon ending, or really in like any order. And then you'll get the tuxedo save, which is just like how you would do it in the original. So unfortunately dog tags don't really mean too much in this game, and there's no tough guys as well, so another downside. Hey, Zone of the Enders, the second runner. Still need to play that game series. That's on my to-do list, though, for sure. First game's mediocre, second game is cool. That's about what I've heard, yeah. Just like the general consensus from what I've heard. We're almost done. Don't worry. It's almost over.
Allow yourself to be chained to fate, to be ruled by your genes. Humans can choose the type of life they want to live. Snake, whether you've been programmed or not,
After all is said and done, this will be it for me. Appreciate everyone who came out to watch.
Life. And then
Again,
live.
we are gauging interest, and it's looking very likely that we'll be doing a Twin Snakes League, similar to the MGS2 and MGS1 leagues. So those are still in the works, and we still need to have things be talked about in terms of like logistics and all that stuff, but I think it has a very good chance of happening. There's a lot of interest, so I think it can be a very real possibility in the near future. We just have to get it. Thanks for the run. Yeah, no problem. If you were gonna play just one, I'd choose the second. So I can just play the second one by itself, and I don't need to play the first one to have any kind of context.
My cover is intact. Nobody knows who I really am. Yes, the DARPA chief knew my identity, but he's been disposed of. Yes, Liquid is dead. The inferior one was the winner after all. That's right. Until the very end, Liquid thought he was the inferior
Oh, really? Got it.
one. Of course, the other one thinks so too. Yes, sir. I agree completely. It takes a well-balanced individual such as yourself to rule the world. Yes, sir. No, sir. No one knows that you were the third one, Solidus. What should I do about the woman? Yes, sir. I understand. The surveillance will continue.
Yes, sir. No,
Yes.
sir.
Thank you. Goodbye, Mr. President.
What do we got? 54, 52. Not bad.